Okay guys, welcome. Today we're going to have a very short video on algebraic expressions. We're just going to talk about some of the basics of what we mean by an algebraic expression and some terminology that will come across pretty frequently. Okay, so first of all, what do we mean by an algebraic expression? An algebraic expression is just a sequence of numbers and operations, and what makes it algebraic as opposed to just a regular expression is that you have letters which represent your variables. All right. Now, a variable just means that you could have something there that takes on multiple values. Okay. You also have constants, which are just numbers with no variables attached to them, appearing in algebraic expressions. And of course, you have algebraic operations like adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing. All right. So here's sort of our first encounter of an algebraic expression. So if I want to find what 2x plus 5 is when x equals 3, all I need to do is I just need to replace x with 3 and then apply PEMDAS, right? So of course here, this would become a 2 times 3. I have 6 plus 5, so I get 11 for this one. Okay, in part B, we have 3m plus 4n over m plus n. And I want to find out what this is when m is equal to 3 and n is equal to 2. So as usual, we're going to plug in our numbers here. And then simplify. All right. Now, I always recommend using parentheses when you substitute these numbers in. Worst case scenario, you're going to write a little bit extra. But the worst case scenario, so the worst case scenario is that you, of course, mess up the problem. All right. If you have parentheses that aren't, that are there that don't need to be, you'll write a little bit of extra work, but it won't hurt your answer. Right. If you don't put parentheses when you should have, that will hurt your answer. But anyway, we'll simplify the top, simplify the bottom, and then see what we get. So in the top, we have 9 plus 8. And in the bottom, we just have 3 plus 2, right? Nothing changes there. And we get a 17 over 6. All right, which of course we can't reduce. And then for part C, we have 4x plus 2y minus z. And we want to find out what this is when x is 1, y is 4, and z is 2. So if we plug this in, we get a 4 times 1 plus 2 times 4 minus 2. So we'll apply our PEMDAS, and we get a 4 plus 8 minus 2. So we get a 12 minus 2, so that's going to be a 10. All right, so that's what we mean when we're evaluating an algebraic expression. We're just going to plug in the variables that we have, or plug in the values for variables that we have and see what comes out of it. Okay, let's look at a slightly more complicated example, and then that will be the end of this section. Okay, so in part A, we have 3 times x minus 1 over y plus 2 plus x minus y, x plus y, and here we have the x is 5 and y is 2. Okay, now at this point you might be tempted to simplify or distribute first before we plug in the variables, and that's fine. But in this demonstration, I just want to say that we're just going to plug in the numbers and sort of do it this way. All right, so we get a 3, x is 5 minus 1 over a y, which is 2 plus 2, plus, and then we get a 5 minus 2, and then a 5 plus 2. So if we simplify, this is going to be a 3 times, and then 5 minus 1 would be 4 over 2 plus 2, which is just 4. And then plus a 5 minus 2, which is 3, and a 5 plus 2, which is 7. So this is going to be a 12 over 4 plus a 21. So it looks like we're going to get a 3 plus 21, so a 24. Okay, so that's part A. Now in part B, we have 2 times x minus 1 over x plus 1 plus x plus 3. All right, so now we want to know what happens when x is 2. So we get a 2 times a 2 minus 1, a 2 plus 1 plus a 2 plus 3. So if we do all of our parentheses first, we're going to get a 2 times 1 over a 3 plus 5. So we're going to get a 2 over 8, which of course is 1 over 4. Okay, last but not least, we'll do part C. So part C, we have 1 plus 2 minus x plus y over y minus 1. All right, and we want to know what happens when x is 1, y is 2. So if we plug in, we got 1 plus 2 minus 1 plus a y, so a 2 over 2 minus 1. So this is a 1 plus 1 plus 2 over 1. 2 over 1 is just 2, so we're going to get a 4 here. Okay, so that concludes this video, sort of the introduction to algebraic expressions. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.